Tonight, students react to Troy becoming a tobacco-free campus.
Plus, Greeks show off their fancy footwork. Stay tuned, Troy. TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
From the high-definition digital production center on the Troy campus, with news from Troy University locations around the world, this is Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Nightly News for August 17th, 2012. I'm Judson Garner.
And I'm Bailey Majors. Thank you for joining us this evening. There is a change in the air at Troy University. The school has made several physical changes to its campus over the past few years, but this week a new policy went into effect that actually changed the air around campus. On Wednesday, Troy University welcomed students back for the 2012 fall semester. And while students were walking to their classes or enjoying time on the quad, they may have noticed that almost no one was smoking.
We actually have is a policy that relates to having a tobacco-free campus.
Effective August 13th, all Troy University campus locations in Alabama and around the country were declared tobacco-free.
We've been planning this for quite a number of months and trying to get the word out.
Dew says the purpose of the tobacco ban is to encourage the students, faculty, and staff at Troy University to quit smoking for a healthier lifestyle. But how are the students reacting to the tobacco ban?
It's not there.
I don't smoke myself, so it really doesn't affect me.
Walking around campus and being by someone that smoked, it kind of put a damper on things.
I'm asthmatic, so I kind of like not dying every time I walk outside a building.
I'm just glad that we're taking a step forward, and I'm sorry it wasn't done earlier, but I'm glad that we're moving forward with a smoke-free campus.
But what brought about this change at Troy University?
The motivation really has to do with the health of our students. They can completely kick the habit. They will probably consider this to be one of the best things that the university might have ever done for them.
And though the ban has only been in effect for a short time, some smokers say that it's hard not to smoke on campus, but they think it's a positive change.
I want to stop smoking. And this change has corrected my health, and that's what I need to do.
Once again, Troy University is now a tobacco-free campus.
Troy University's fraternities and sororities showed off their fancy footwork last night in the University Activities Council first on-campus activity of the semester. Lloyd Price has the story.
The annual STEP show sponsored by the University Activities Council was held Thursday night in Claudia Crosby Theater for the student body. This event gives an opportunity for Troy students to view traditional step dances performed by NPAC and IFC fraternities and sororities.
It was a great show. They participated in steps and strolls and things of that sort.
Many students who participated in the event had a great time, both stepping and watching their fellow students perform.
This is my first one, so it's everything new to me. But it was fun and it was a lot of energy. Everybody showed love, man. It was a great time out there tonight.
With school just beginning, this event was a great opportunity for incoming freshmen to experience some of what the Greek organizations have to offer.
To show the incoming freshmen and the rest of the student body a little bit about a few organizations here on campus.
Step tees, the beginning of the semester, break the freshman class in, get them used to the college life.
While the performances were enjoyed by many students, the turnout created some overcrowding issues in Claudia Crosby Theater.
Tonight was a great event. I loved the step. They was very passionate what they did, and I enjoyed it all.
It was a really good turnout. I really wish Sartain would have been available and the stage would have been correct, because that would have accommodated everybody.
Lloyd Price, Troy TrojanVision News.
The UAC's next event is the organizational meet and greet tomorrow from 3 to 6 on Bibb Graves Quad. Well, Bailey, students returning to campus have probably noticed that something is missing.
That's right, Judson. The building that Troy University's Sound of the South called home is no more. Felicia Payne has the details.
When students returned to Troy for the fall semester, there seemed to be something missing from campus. The building that had served as the band hall for over 30 years was demolished over the summer. For some who spent time in the old long hall, there are mixed emotions surrounding the demolition of the 37-year-old building.
You know, people have met their spouses in there, and they've had some of the best times of their lives in that building. So it's pretty bittersweet to see it knocked down.
It's very nerve-wracking, seeing as how I spent past 3 years in there. This is my 4th year, but it's very exciting also because I know I'll get to finish out my, my music education degree in a state-of-the-art $7 million facility. It's very exciting.
Walker says the new Long Hall will be a state-of-the-art facility that will serve more than just the sound of the South.
The new Long Hall is going to be an all-purpose music rehearsal facility. So not only is it going to have a very large band rehearsal room, instrumental rehearsal room, it's also going to have rehearsal space for the choral program and also a dance rehearsal studio. It's going to have large storage space and storage facilities, studios, offices, and that kind of thing.
And even though the old Long Hall is now long gone, how does the building's namesake feel about the new facility?
Oh, he thinks it's great. At least when I talk to him, he thinks it's terrific. You know, the best is yet to come, Dr. Long says.
Felicia Payne, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Demolition began in late July, and construction workers are now preparing the site for the new Long Hall. Completion is scheduled for August 2013.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. In Birmingham, a divided U.S. Commission on Civil Rights is hearing testimony on state laws cracking down on illegal immigration in Alabama states. Secretary of State Chris Kobach testified today that the laws aren't discriminatory and don't result in racial profiling. Kobach says Kobach wrote the laws in Arizona and Alabama.
And in Montgomery, Alabama's preliminary unemployment rate rose from 8.3% in July, up from 7.8% in June. The director of the Department of Industrial Relations announced the new jobless figures in a statement today.
And in Tuscaloosa, authorities say half a dozen people have been diagnosed with the West Nile virus this year. Alabama public health officials say that it's the highest number of cases in the state in the past 3 years.
Still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, the Trojan soccer team began their season this afternoon, and Danielle Percival will have the details on that game when she joins us with sports.
But first, sunburns, heat strokes, and dehydration are common summer ailments. But there is another you may not be aware of. We'll let you know what that is coming up after the break.
Gallegos in New York. Turns out summer is the season for kidney stones. We'll explain what you need to know to prevent them coming up.
We want our students to be prepared to make a living, but our greater desire at Troy University focuses on their ability to make a life. Lynn Koplitz, a graduate and a comedian, prepared herself to do both.
Troy does help you to make a life. My professors challenged me to really think about what it was I wanted to be. We were given such encouragement.
That speaks volumes about the quality experience that Troy University offers.
Here we are, 15 years later, and they're still there for me.
Hi, I'm Mia Hamm. As a professional soccer player, I know how rewarding sports can be and how quickly injuries happen. So I've teamed up with the American Association of Orthodontists to ask athletes to play it safe. With my years of training, I know what it takes to become an expert, and orthodontists do too. They're the experts who help people obtain healthy, beautiful smiles. Wear mouthguards, face masks, and helmets to prevent injuries. Keep smiling and visit braces.org.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now for a look at what's happening across the nation and around the world, we'll go to Judson Garner at the Global News Desk. Judson.
Thanks, Bailey. Mitt Romney's campaign says President Obama would rather talk about the Republican candidate's taxes than the issue. The Obama campaign sees Romney's taxes as an issue and is not backing away from the debate over the economy and Medicare. Randall Pinkston reports from Washington.
Now there's another topic.
Mitt Romney intended to offer a quick lesson on the differences between his Medicare plan and President Obama's.
Which of these two do you think is better?
But reporters changed the subject to taxes.
Every year I've paid at least 13%, and if you add in addition the amount that goes to charity, the number gets well above 20%.
The Obama campaign pounced on the comments, asking Romney to prove it. The president's campaign manager sent a letter promising to back off the issue if Romney agreed to release 5 years of tax returns. The Romney campaign said no deal. It wants to talk about the economy. Romney's VP pick is trying to help get the GOP campaign back on message.
I seem to remember about 4 years ago President Obama saying he'll get jobs created and prevent unemployment from ever getting above 8%. It's been above 8% for 42 months.
The White House insists it welcomes a debate on Medicare and the economy.
This is exactly what we want to be talking about. These are the substantive issues that will be decided for this country and that will have huge impact on this country.
To counter Romney's claims about Medicare, the Obama campaign hit the airwaves with this new ad.
The nonpartisan AARP says Obamacare cracks down on Medicare fraud, waste, and abuse.
Next week, Mitt Romney will be teaming up with his running mate Paul Ryan in New Hampshire for a town hall meeting on Medicare and the economy. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, Washington.
The summer months bring extra heat and humidity, but experts warn for some, it also is a season for getting kidney stones. Manuel Gallegos has more on how to prevent them.
It's been a painful, uncomfortable summer for 44-year-old Mehmet Dunik.
Near to the point where I was going to pass out from the pain. They found blood in my urine, and they sent me for a CAT scan, determined that I had a kidney stone.
Kidney stones are common, affecting about 4 million people in the U.S., usually more men than women. They're small, hard deposits of mineral and acid salts that form in the kidneys, and doctors say they see more patients as the temperatures and humidity rise.
We find a big spike in the number of kidney stone cases presenting in July, August, September as the weather heats up. We have belief that this is because people are more dehydrated.
Stones can range in size from a grain of sand to a golf ball. Diet can also play a role. Too much protein, salt, and sugar can increase the chance of them forming. Doctors say the best way to prevent kidney stones, or at least keep them from getting bigger, is to drink plenty of water, about a half gallon a day.
The other is to have lemon juice, real lemon juice every day. Lemon juice has citrate, and citrate helps prevent the crystallization of calcium in your urine. How's your pain been the last couple of days?
Dunik stayed hydrated while his kidney stone was closely monitored. Because of its size, the doctor finally recommended surgery.
I was hoping that it would pass on its own.
And just a few days before his procedure, it did pass, and he avoided surgery. Manuel Gallegos, CBS News, New York.
If your online identity or information has been hacked, you're not alone. In fact, it's become increasingly common. Sumi Das explains how you can protect yourself online.
It's becoming a regular occurrence. Websites getting hacked. In July, the accounts of 6.5 million LinkedIn users and 400,000 Yahoo users were compromised. And back in January, Zappos suffered a major security breach that affected 24 million customers. To protect yourself from future attacks, there are a few simple steps you can take, like making sure your security updates are current.
Use a up-to-date heavily patched browser. I personally like Chrome. Make sure you keep your system patched, that way you don't get compromised when you're just surfing the web.
Contrary to popular belief, it's not necessary to change your password on a regular basis.
Academics pretty much feel that by having people rotate their passwords frequently, it forces them to choose shorter and shorter passwords, things that are actually intentionally weaker over time because people don't have that long-term memory.
When it comes to passwords, longer is better.
Come up with a memorable password, come up with a very large random string you store in a password vault. Once you get in the habit of using something like that, then you're not going to be using the same password on multiple websites.
If you are the victim of a security breach, run, don't walk, to the nearest computer and change your password. And hackers are likely to try using stolen passwords in multiple online locations. So, if you use that same email and password combo for other sites, change those as well. In San Francisco, I'm Sumi Das, CNET.com for CBS News.
And that'll wrap things up from the Global News Desk. Now back to you, Bailey.
Thanks, Judson. And now Danielle Percival joins us for a look at sports. So Danielle, Troy University students are back on campus, and that also means that Trojan athletics have started up again.
That's right, Bailey. The athletics are getting started again. We've actually got a team that began their season today, so let's get into that right now. The soccer team got things rolling today in their first match of the season against Alabama State. Coming into the game, the Trojans had won all 6 games between the two schools. So if history is any indicator, the Trojans will win easily, right? Well, at first, playing next to the new Trojan Arena didn't seem to be bringing them any success. The Trojans were down 2-1 to the Hornets at halftime, but the game ended up going final with the Trojans winning 5-3. Heading into the matchup, Coach Chris Bentley said it wasn't so much about who they were playing, but about getting out on the field for the first time.
I think the reality is that we're trying to prepare ourselves to compete and get the best out of ourselves. We're not really focused on the opponent as much. It's really about us doing the best we can do and just getting out in the field and competing.
The Trojans will be hitting the road this weekend, traveling to Mississippi for a game against Alcorn State on Sunday. That game is scheduled to begin at 1 o'clock. The Trojan softball team now has a new addition to the family. Head coach Melanie Davis announced this week the hiring of Beth Wade as an assistant coach, serving as the hitting coach. She will also assist with the infield and recruiting. Wade comes from Lynn University in Boca Raton, Florida, and graduated from Florida State. She played for the Seminoles from 2000 to 2004 and made the All-ACC team in her final season. She also had the opportunity to compete in the Women's College World Series, and it'd be nice to see her get back as a coach, right? While she was at FSU, the Seminoles won 3 ACC championships and made 2 appearances in the NCAA Women's College World Series in 2002 and 2004. As promised, today we're digging a little deeper into the 2012 Trojan football team. The season is just 2 weeks away and preparations are being made for the trip to Birmingham to take on the Blazers. That will be the true test to see just how good this offense can be this season. You never know what you've got till you hit the field. But this season, Coach Kenny Edenfield is expecting a lot from his offensive players because they've come out willing to work.
The main thing is the group of guys we got. We have got some guys that want to do what we ask them to do, and they are really pressing. They're trying to do everything we can, and as soon as we can get a group that can practice together for a period of time, I think we're going to really get to gelling. But we have a better group of guys as far as numbers than we've had in a long time, so that's encouraging because usually depth catches you as the season goes on, so we're really excited about that.
There were some highlights offensively at the scrimmage on Media Day, including this touchdown pass from Deion Anthony to transfer Chris Williams. Starting quarterback Corey Robinson said despite a slow start in the scrimmage, the offense is about to turn the corner.
I definitely feel like, we got about a week or so left before we actually, get going offensively, gelling-wise, and, them knowing what to do and, me knowing where they're going to be at. And, I definitely think we have time before the UAB game to get to that point. I definitely think we're going to get there.
With the beginning of the season still 2 weeks away, Edenfield is confident the players will be ready in time for the first battle.
When it's all said and done at the end of camp, we're going to have some guys we can go to war with, and they will give us everything we got, and we're really excited about that as an offensive staff. And we're going to continue every day just to keep pressing. We're going to keep pushing them hard every day, and eventually, as we get going, their legs will get back under them, we'll get sharp, and we'll be ready to go against UAB that first ball game.
Break down more of the Trojans team and get you ready for the season. Well, Bailey Judson, and getting ready for the season, there's actually going to be another scrimmage tomorrow morning out at the football stadium at 11 o'clock.
That's right, Danielle. It'll be interesting to see how the football team has prepared for this over the summer.
That's
right.
right.
It's been a long time since we've seen the football team in action, so it'd be really good to see everything get kicked off.
That's right. It's always exciting getting towards football season.
All right, thanks a lot. Coming up on TrojanVision Nightly News, Aaron Taylor learns about how students can receive scholarships from the Johnson Center for Political Economy.
But first, this week has been hot and humid, but can we expect cooler temperatures into the weekend? Jamarlo?
Well, Bailey, the temperatures may remain the same, but we may see an increase in humidity over the weekend. But I'll get into more of that after the break.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
All right, guys, we gotta be smarter about what we bite on, okay? I want everyone to go outside. We're gonna run Red Rover on 3.
What about you, Tony?
I'm gonna run around in circles, flap my arms, and make engine noises like this.
When it comes to playing, big kids are the pros.
We're eating right, too.
We fuel up
to play 60.
If your school doesn't have a program, be a leader. Start one.
Click today and join the movement.
from the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University. You're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now Jamarla Phillips joins us for a look at weather.
So, Jamarlo, it's our first official weekend back in school. How's it going to look for us?
Well, Justin, we may need to be on the lookout for precipitation, maybe in the next 48 hours, maybe for the next 12 hours, but that's just something we may need to look out for, but I'll get into more of that right now. But first, let's take a look at our campus snapshot. As we can see, very beautiful day on the Bibb Graves quad. And as we go into our current conditions, we can see our skies are partly cloudy right now. Temperature coming in at 88 degrees, dew point 68, humidity 51%, very high right now. Barometer reading 29.92 and falling, with your winds coming from the northwest at about 10 miles per hour. And as we look at today's stats, we were able to see a high of 88 today with a low of 70. Unfortunately, no rain, but we may see rain the next 12 to 48 hours, like I said before. Sun rose this morning at 5:55 a.m. and is going to set this evening around 7:46 p.m. And as we take a look at temperatures from around the state, we can see that Dothan sitting here at 91 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Phoenix City 86 degrees. In our area, Troy sitting at 88 with partly cloudy skies as well. Montgomery 84, mostly cloudy skies. Huntsville 82, Birmingham 83 degrees. And Mobile sitting here at 83 degrees as well. As we look at our current temperatures across the United States right now, we can see that these temperatures are are quite normal what we will usually be seeing this time of year. But as we go into our current temperatures in the southeast right now, we can see Birmingham sitting at 83 degrees, Atlanta 86, going down to Miami in Florida 77 degrees, Jackson 86, Mobile 86. As we take a look at our current surface map, we can see that we have 2 low pressure systems right now and 1 high pressure system sitting out in the Gulf right now. Now with the high pressure system, we see that this rain right here is going to push up into our area where we may be seeing that rain the next 12 to 48 hours, like I said before. And as we take a look at a closer look at our current surface map, there it goes right there, that rain. High pressure system's going to push the rain up into our area. Low pressure system as well is going to condense the rain. It may hit our area. It may. As we look at our precipitation forecast, we can see that Birmingham right now is under all across the southeast right now. We're under an inch of rain, nothing too severe right now. So for the next 48 hours, like I said before, just be aware. May keep a light jacket on hand. May keep a small umbrella. Just nothing too much to worry about. And as we take a look at Friday's forecast, we can see that the rain will be pushing into our area. Very light rain. And as we go into Saturday, we'll see that heavier rain will turn into light rain. So therefore, like I said before, keep a light jacket on hand. It's nothing too much to be worried about. And as we go into Sunday, that rain is going to keep pushing up, and the rain is going to turn into a heavier rain where we may even now just be aware. That's the best thing I can tell you right now to do. Just be aware of it. And as we go into Monday, again, very light rain. And as we look at tonight's forecast, we'll be seeing a chance of thunderstorms with a 30% chance of precipitation, with your winds coming from the west-southwest at 5 miles per hour with a low of 70 degrees. And as we take a look at tomorrow's forecast, 30% chance of isolated thunderstorms in the afternoon. Very humid. It's been very humid the last few days, actually. Winds coming from the west-southwest, at 8 miles per hour with a high of 88 degrees. And as we take a look at our 4-day forecast, as we look at Saturday, we can see that we will be seeing a 20% chance of thunderstorms with a high of 88 degrees, a low of 71. Sunday, a 50% chance of isolated thunderstorms with a high of 87. Monday, another 50% chance of thunderstorms, 81. Tuesday, 40% chance, and then again, a high of 81 degrees. So Justin, Bailey, it seems as if with this, as we go into the weekend, we may be seeing a chance of isolated thunderstorms, but like I said, nothing too much to be worried about.
You know, it's been like that the last couple of days. I mean, It seems like it's been very humid.
Yes.
And also just some light rains here and there. So we're just kind of continuing on the trend that we've been on.
Yes, yes.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Jamarla.
All right. Thank you.